Let's focus more on the list of lists, like creation, for example. First question is, why nesting the lists this way is something important. Imagine that you would like to maintain data about your students. You have 100 students and you have 20 subjects in your university or college. How can you code that? Maybe one would think, okay, let's create 20 lists. List grade 1, which will have 100 elements. Grade 2 list will have 100 elements. Grade 20 have 100 elements, and so on. This is very impractical. But if you created 20 lists and put it all of them in one big list, now we have list of lists, each one of them representing the grades of a specific student. That's why nesting data structure might be very useful. Here is a structure. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 students and we have 4 subjects here. This is called table in human language. In mathematics, we might call it like a matrix. In programming, we might call it 2D array. It consists of 7 rows. It consists of 4 columns. And as we learned before, if you would like to access something like this here, this is row number 6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 and 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2. So this position here, 47, is at the index 6 and 2. So this kind of 2D structure thinking will make your life much easier to guess where is a specific value. So one way one can create the grades of Mustafa, Asma, Bilal, Muna, blah blah blah, and create one big list and put all of them together. Now grades of 6 is the grade of the last student here, which will be these 4 numbers. Grades of 6 and 2, it will be 47. Or you can just create it as just one big list of lists in a very direct way. One of the concerns here, if you notice the list function has a function that's called .copy. Copy is very similar to slicing. It creates a new list, but it is a new list for the above level. Otherwise, all of the internal items are assigned. For example, if you took here list of 2 grades, and you try to print the ID of list 2 and the ID of grades, they will be different IDs. So the main list is different, but the content, the ID of the grades 0 and the ID of list 2 0 will be the same. This is what we call a shallow copy. Shallow copy means there are 2 things that are actually looking to the same thing. We actually don't have a different copy. Later, we will learn about how to make a deep copy when we learn about modules. I hope that you now have the intuition that we can put a lot of things inside the list. For example, I can put a list of strings here. If you try to print a list of 2, it will be the word Ibrahim. But list of 2 and 1, list of 2 is Ibrahim, Ibrahim of 1 is B. In a similar way, I can have a list of list and tuple. A list of, so observe here, I'm saying now list 2 of 0, which is this list. Of 2 of 1. Of 2 is Ibrahim, of 1 is the letter B. I can say list 2, which is this tuple. List 2 of 1, the tuple, of 1, the value 7. By the way, you can also make a sorting for the list, which is going to sort the content based on the list by list comparison. So it can have list of integers, list of strings. They are just compared on the list level. You can nest a lot of things. Like here, for example, we have a value 1 inside one list, which is inside one list, which is inside one list, which is inside one list. You can have very deep sequences. And now, using this multi-dimensional indexing, you can reach to the very deep value in your list. In the remaining of the sessions and in the homework and assignment, we will mainly focus on the 2D structure, something where the number of columns is exactly the same, although list definitely can be much more dynamic than that. That's all.